How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Liberty Hour, streaming through Spreaker Studio, the 16 Jackson AJ1 Twitter account, and the A2 Jack YouTube channel. I'm back with my friend Royce, who, unfortunately, I had to interrupt once again because this shit only has 15-minute parts. But you were going off of what I was saying about showing the names, and you were talking about how whenever you look online, you can see names on CNN and stuff. Go ahead and continue from there.
I was about to get into the fact that this guy Facebook Lived it. This is the problem. You can they sit there, they go on their social media, and some people out there, of the 7.5 billion people in the world, you can guarantee there are horrible, evil, nasty people out there. Mm-hmm. No matter what they look like, no matter what size they are, no matter what gender they are. There are bad people everywhere. And it's time to stop sitting here and going, one group of people is the problem, and because this person attacked that group of people, he's an extremist. When that group of people attacks us, they're terrorists. There's no difference. It's just disgusting. I'm sick of seeing the stories. And honestly, if you're going to cover the story, talk about the victims. Talk about what they're going through. I do not want to hear, oh, this is the identity of the guy. He committed suicide after he committed the act. I don't care about that. I only care about how people are doing. And it goes into the Parkland shooting. 2 students who survived it have taken their lives already. Mm-hmm. And it's because they don't have the support from anyone just really don't have support from anyone.
Right, and that's a thing too. Why wouldn't you just do a profile or a feature then on the victim if they've already if they've gone through that? If you're a news place, because that's going to get a ton of clicks too. If you're going for freaking clicks, I get it. I understand that journalism, this news is a hard job, but because you do stuff like this, it causes. That's one of the big things that causes people to look at you in such a negative light. Journalism is looked in more of a negative light today than it probably ever has been in history, and it's because of stuff like this. And it annoys me to no end because I'm going into this profession.
Hey, I am too, and I'm kind of sick of real stories being called fake news because it doesn't agree with an agenda.
Right, it's not that this is fake news. It's not fake news. It's just the wrong way to go about doing news because it almost tells person what to think, which is wrong.
Yeah. That's just messed up world we live in.
So we obviously just talked a lot about, that side of things, but I wanted to get back to the gun control thing. So, in terms of buyback program, banning ARs, whatever, stuff like that. So I wanted to first say that I think that in countries where they don't post the names of these people, they see a lot less of these mass murders. There's obviously a lot of less people who live there, but even if you go per capita, you see a lot less of that stuff as well. I'm not saying that has the biggest impact, but I'm definitely saying that could definitely do something, prevent it. At least in some stretch of the imagination. But in terms of, banning ARs or having buyback programs, look, this is what I think should happen. We need to have concealed carry every state. That needs to happen personally. That needs to be everywhere. Concealed carry permits. We need full mental health checks, training, the best background check program we could possibly imagine. We need to put more resources towards that. I would say that that's one of the most important things we can do. You can even have high capacity ammo bans I think that's something that should be done on a state by state basis, but that's something that I think that we could have as well. In terms of buyback program, I'm not as much of a fan of that, but what I think that we can do in terms of limiting these weapons in circulation is just stop selling them. If we stop selling them or having them at gun shows or having ways where people can buy them, doing something to where we can at least prevent them in most places, most stretch of the imagination. I think that would be something that would be very beneficial is if we did something to just not sell them to anymore, try to prevent them, any legal stretch for those being sold. I think what's much better too, I don't think that we can, take away these, semi-automatic, full automatic rifles. I don't think that we're going to be able to, do that because that's something that is going to lead to, because, people, that's going to lead to civil war. That's going to lead to people wanting to, fight back against the government because they're going to say that, look, we were right all along. They're coming to take our guns. And I don't want that to be the case, which is why I'm against the buyback program. But I think if we just stop selling them, that will do a lot to help out the problem as well.
I completely agree with you. And to get back on the whole, they're trying to steal my guns thing. You guys can express, if that's how you feel, you can express your First Amendment rights as it pertains to your opinion on guns. But guess what? We're also expressing our First Amendment rights against guns. So you kind of can't just be you can't say that because it's the Second Amendment. I can say that because I'm expressing the First Amendment.
To be fair, I think they're more focused on the action side of things on that, but I do agree with you.
I know. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone thinks about what would be most beneficial for them. I mean, from where you and I come from, it's a very rural place. Mm-hmm. And everyone likes their guns. Right. So it's just one of those things. It's a very sensitive topic, but at the same time, I'm sick and tired of treating the Second Amendment as superior to the First, because the First Amendment is how we get things done. The Second Amendment is how we cause problems.
Well, Royce, actually, before I let you get going, one thing I was just curious about in general. So obviously, since you're going to Sac now and Humboldt, I know you lived up there for a bit. Are you living in Lincoln and just commuting to Sac State?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, cool. We'll have to hang out sometime soon. It's been a while since we've actually done anything to hang out and stuff. But I wanted to just say thank you very much for being on, man. You provided some awesome insight with especially the NFL mock draft stuff. I think, honestly, when it comes to the NFL, you have an awesome chance one day of being an NFL analyst, because I thought you did a fantastic job with that. But I really wanted to say thank you very much for being on. It was a pleasure. And you were great. Always love having you on. And you have a good one, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Take care, man. All right, so that was Royce, and I want to say thank you, Royce, for coming on, because he was phenomenal. I was just really shocked when he was just going through all the NFL mock draft stuff, because he said that much better than I would have been able to, and he knows his shit. Let me say that he knows his stuff inside and out when it comes to that, and I think that he would be phenomenal as an analyst somewhere like Bleacher Report. He's gonna be competing with me, because I'm gonna be trying to do that stuff maybe for like golf or NBA or something like that. Speaking of golf, I'm looking really forward to tomorrow morning, Rory versus Tiger in the round of 16 when it comes to the match play in Austin. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to next week's show too. So WrestleMania is next Sunday. It is 9 days from now. And next week, I'm either going to be having my friend Sean on from school. We'll be talking about WrestleMania for a good amount of it, or and some sports, or I will be having my friend Darren on with Jake to probably talk about WrestleMania, and I may decide to do the conspiracy podcast with Darren and Kevin, or Darren and someone else next week. Got to kind of just see how things are going to go, but regardless, we're talking about WrestleMania next week on the podcast, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit the week after as well, previewing and then reviewing it for sure. You can also listen to me preview WrestleMania this week on the SmackDown Hotel at KSSU from 11 to noon. And I wanted to just say thank you to everybody who tuned into the Liberty Hour today. It's been a great podcast, been a great show. I'm going to get going. I have some work I got to go and do. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. We'll be right back here in 166 and a half hours. Peace out. Have a great night.
If I rap it, dude, I live it then. And you can't do it, so ain't no need for mimicking. I'm not innocent, I'm on a mission, so let me finish it. Matter of time before they summon the army in. I'm probably on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm probably going to hung like an ornament. I'm on a life mission to abolish all the government. Look around.